These events took place 2 summers ago in the Grand Teton area. My boyfriend at the time, now my husband, let's call him H, is an avid outdoorsman and a military veteran. As an ecology major wanting to spend more time outdoors, I was excited when he offered to take me on my first backpacking trip, just the two of us. For those unfamiliar, the Grand Tetons are known for their wildlife, especially grizzly bears. My only previous encounter with bears had been watching a little black bear cross the road from the safety of my car. Seeing grizzly country signs everywhere only heightened my anxiety. The first incident. H looked like Indiana Jones with a machete hanging from his belt and knives attached to his pack. He was well prepared, with bear spray strapped to his waist. Our 25-mile journey began with a steep uphill climb. In bear country, it's important to make noise to avoid startling wildlife, but carrying a 40-pound pack made conversation difficult. About an hour into our hike, I noticed the woods had gone completely silent, except for the rushing stream to our left. Silent woods usually indicate nearby predators. I was in front of H, about to crest the hill when I froze. A grizzly bear was sitting in the middle of the trail, just 10 feet away. H was still behind me, unaware. In a panic, I flung my arm wildly behind me, trying to get his attention without speaking. The bear shifted from sitting to all fours, staring at us. H quickly turned me around to shield me and started yelling. With his military background, he knew how to project his voice. The grizzly seemed unfazed and slowly started walking toward us. As I felt myself about to faint from fear, we heard a loud crack from the woods to our right. The bear bolted towards the stream, and we heard another crack, much closer this time. H dismissed it as falling branches, but we both knew something was off. As we were walking quickly up the trail to create distance, I felt a chill run down my spine. H stopped and turned to me, and I turned to look behind us. To this day, I can't explain what we saw. A large, dark mass, 3 times the size of the grizzly, stood among the trees. It turned its back to us and stood on its hind legs. We made a split-second decision to run. We could hear heavy footsteps behind us, but didn't dare look back. Eventually, the footsteps faded. I was a mess, and H tried to console me. "Honey, this is unusual. Bears usually avoid humans. We're going to be okay," he said, trying to calm my nerves. Not long after, we reached a clearing and decided to take a break. Just a minute after sitting down, I noticed bushes moving towards us. An adolescent grizzly emerged, looking just as spooked as we were. In a moment of insanity, H charged at the bear, yelling and ready with his bear spray. The bear ran off, and all I could think was just my luck. But that was just the beginning of our troubles. Before starting our backpacking trip, we had to inform the ranger station of our planned route. They usually send a ranger on horseback to check on you during your hike. Unfortunately, we didn't see a single other person during our 3 days on the trail. We had been following hoof prints all day, which was odd since we hadn't seen any the day before. I was having foot problems, so we spent a lot of time adjusting my boots. As daylight faded, we needed to find a place to set up camp. It was freezing, and the wind howled through the trees, making it hard to hear H or any other sounds. After hiking for another hour in the dark, we found a clearing, a bowl-like area about 200 meters in diameter with steep sides. The atmosphere felt strange, and we both sensed it, though H didn't tell me until later how freaked out he was. There was no moonlight, just the dim glow of H's headlamp and our small camp stove. To distract myself, H played music from his portable speaker, but it echoed off the trees, creating a dissonant sound. We decided to turn off the music and retreat into the tent, where it was warmer. Once inside our sleeping bags, we heard deep cracks and thuds from outside. Falling trees? The sound was distinctly different and sent chills down my spine. Suddenly, something dragged across the outside of our tent, making an indent as it passed. "What is it?" I whispered, trembling. "I don't know. It shouldn't be a person. We're the only ones here," H replied, trying to stay calm. I could hear footsteps outside, but I couldn't make out what was happening. Then, the side of the tent was slowly pushed inward. I shined my flashlight at the tent wall and froze. A human face pressed against the fabric, the mouth open and breathing, causing the tent to billow in and out. H immediately pulled out his Glock and cocked it. The sound shattered the silence. The face pulled back and we heard fast footsteps retreating into the woods. We didn't leave the tent until sunrise. When we finally emerged, the smell of urine hit us. Someone had urinated on our coals, creating a disgusting stench. Footprints surrounded our tent, circling it multiple times. The takeaway? Wildlife isn't the most dangerous thing in the backcountry.